Good morning, my dear students. My name is Neer Dayana. I am available currently at the Hamlet Tuition Center, Brahmatol, Kathmandu. If you want to contact me, you can contact me at 9849135739. I'm also available currently at Kumudini Kunja Secondary School, Kalimati, Kathmandu. My dear students of grade 8, this is your science class, and in science class we started our new lesson electricity in our last classes. In our previous class we started a new lesson electricity. Well, in our previous class we discussed about electrical devices. Yes, electrical devices which are operated by using electricity. Now we are actually going to introduce what is electricity. Okay, so you can see this picture. I've taken this from Byju's app. Okay, Byju, the learning app, you might have heard about it. It is quite popular among students of India, isn't it? But in Nepal we still don't have a culture of online learning. Okay, otherwise this app could have been much more useful in Nepal as well. Okay, so you can say this is actually the structure of an atom. Okay, this is actually the structure of an atom, in which at the central part of atom, which is also called nucleus, proton and neutrons are aggregated. Okay, here the orange color is indicated by protons, or protons are indicated by orange color, and neutrons are indicated by blue color. So the nucleus is simply made up of the cluster of proton and neutrons. Okay, and electrons, they keep on revolving around the nucleus in a fixed path which is known as orbit. Okay, so basically an atom is made up of three particles majorly. Okay, these are not the only particles found in atom. Other types of particles are also found, but most commonly these three particles are found. Okay, proton, neutron and electron. Well, proton has positive charge, neutron does not have any charge, whereas electrons have negative charge, isn't it? Charge means simply the attracting property. Okay, the attracting property. Two particles which attract each other are said to have opposite charge. So proton is considered positive. This is just about consideration. Okay, proton is considered positive, whereas electron is considered negative. Okay, so proton has positive charge, electron has negative charge because they attract each other. However, if you bring two electrons together, then they will repel each other. That means they have same charge. Both electrons have negative charge. Okay, but neither electron nor proton shows any affection to neutron. Electron and proton neither attract neutron nor repel it. Okay, that's why neutron does not have any charge. Okay, so naturally an atom is chargeless. Okay, electrically neutral. An atom is electrically neutral because an atom naturally have equal number of proton and electron. Okay, an atom has equal number of proton and electron, and as I have already told you, positive charge cancels out negative charge. Since they have equal number of proton and electron, they have equal number of positive charge and equal number of negative charge, so they cancel out each other. Understood? Well, by some methods, by some means, you can transfer electron from one atom to another atom, or one object to another object. By some mean, you can transfer electron from one object, atoms of one object, to atoms of another object. In such case, the object which loses electron will have larger number of proton. Are you getting me or not? The object which loses electron will have larger number of proton. As a result, in overall, that object will have positive charge. Got it? In overall, that object will have positive charge. In contrast, the object which receives the electrons, they will have larger number of electrons than protons. In such case, this object will have negative charge. Understood? Okay. So such a mere presence of electric charge in an object is also electricity, but that would be static electricity. Okay, presence of charges in an object, either positive or negative, presence of charges in an object is known as static electricity. Okay, but if you connect two objects having opposite charge, if you connect positively charged body and negatively charged body by using a conductor, then the electrons will start to flow from negatively charged body to positively charged body through the conductor. So when electrons flow like that, it is known as current electricity. So combining both of these knowledges, we can say electricity is the form of energy possessed by an object due to flow of electron or accumulation of charges. Okay, electricity is contributed to either flow of electron or accumulation of charges. If electrons are flowing, then it is called current electricity. If the charges are simply accumulating, then it is called static electricity. Okay, there are two types of charges. Protons in nucleus has positive charges, whereas electrons in the orbit have negative charges. In an object, if number of electrons are larger than protons, it will have negative charge. Yes, electrons have negative charge. So if an object has more electron, then obviously it will have negative charge. And in contrast, if number of protons are larger than electrons, it will have positive charge. Do you get it? Okay, you can introduce what is electricity. Simply you need this much. This first line is enough. Okay, first line is enough for your note. Electricity is a form of energy possessed by an object due to flow of electron or accumulation of charges. Just the first line is needed. Okay, let's go to next page. Sources of electricity. Our next topic is sources of electricity, and actually in our grade 8, according to our syllabus, we are going to discuss in detail about some of the sources of energy, some of the sources of electricity, not all. Okay, typically we are going to discuss about simple cell and dry cell. There are many sources of energy, but we are going to discuss in detail about these two sources. Okay, let's first introduce what are the sources of electricity. Well, in previous class, in grade 7, I guess yes, in grade 7 you study that energy cannot be created, isn't it? You cannot create energy. Okay, what you can do is you can convert one form of energy to another form. You can convert one form of energy to another form. Okay, if you do not have any form of energy, then you cannot create another form of energy. So here, sources of electricity basically means those devices which produce electricity. Electricity means electrical energy. Those devices which produce electrical energy are called sources of electricity. However, no devices can produce electrical energy without using another form of energy, isn't it? No devices can produce electrical energy without converting from another form of energy. Just take an example. This battery, as shown here, it contains chemical energy. It contains chemical substances, and because of that chemical reaction, it produces electrical energy. So basically, a battery converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, and in such sources of electricity, what they do, by some process they draw electron from one part to another part. Like in this battery, chemical reaction takes place which transfer electrons from this part basically the graphite, to this part. Okay, that's why this part of battery or this part of cell contains less number of electrons, whereas this part of cell contains large number of electrons. Okay, so the part of cell which contains less number of electron will develop positive charge, and the part of cell which contains large number of electron will develop negative charge. Okay, and within battery the charges will not flow back. Okay, within battery the charge flows from this terminal to this terminal, but it will not flow back from this terminal to this terminal. Okay, indeed, what can you do, if you connect the positive terminal and negative terminal of battery by using a conductor wire, then electricity will start to flow. Electrons or charges will start to flow from negative terminal to positive terminal through the conductor. Okay, because negative terminal has large number of electrons, whereas positive terminal has small number of electrons. Understood? Okay, so when electrons flow from the conductor like that, it is referred as electric current or electricity. Yes, and if you keep a load in the path of electric current, then what happens, the current will flow through the load as well. In this example, the bulb, the current will flow through the bulb, and when current flows through the bulb converts that same electrical energy into light energy. Bulb converts electrical energy into light energy. Okay, and then after that conversion, the electrons will lose their velocity, isn't it? And that downgraded electron will flow to the positive charge, and the positive terminal receive these electrons. Okay, understood? So basically electrons flow from negative terminal to positive terminal. However, the arrow, you can see the arrow is just opposite. Yes, arrow is just opposite. If it is because these batteries and electric circuits were discovered much more earlier than electrons. Okay, when battery and electricity was discovered, electrons were not discovered yet. And what scientists of that time thought, that electricity flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. They thought like that, everything flows from positive to negative. Okay, they thought that positive terminal, positive means which have access, negative means which have devoid, which do not have enough, is called negative. Okay, positive means which has access. That's why they thought that electricity would flow from positive terminal to negative terminal. That is why they used this arrow. They used to give arrow from plus to minus. Okay, that was the conventional direction of current flow. Okay, after discovery of electron, it was argued that this conventional direction is not correct. Yes, okay, electricity actually flows from minus to plus, and yet for our convenience in circuits, this conventional direction is kept intact because it is working. If it is working, if it is not giving any problem to us, why do we need to change it? Moreover, if the sign was to be reversed overnight, then many people around the world might get confused with electrical circuit, isn't it? And if that happens, it would just be a disaster. That's why this conventional sign was kept intact. Okay, okay. So just like in this example, all the sources of electricity does what? All of them draws electrons from one part of body to another part of body. They draw electrons from one part and accumulate to another part, and the part where they draw electron from, that part become positively charged, and the part where they accumulate electron, that part becomes negatively charged. Okay, and when you connect these two part, or positively charged and negatively charged terminal, then electrons will flow through the circuit or through the conductor. That is known as current electricity. Any confusion? Okay, look at the note. They draw electrons from one part to another part. When these two parts are connected through a conductor, the electrons will flow through the conductor. The flow of electrons is known as current electricity. Okay, if you are preparing note, then you only need the first line for your note. Okay, you only need the first line. You only need to copy the first line for your note, and these are for better explanations. These are for better explanation and elaboration. Okay, any confusion up here? Okay, then let's discuss some of these sources of electricity. Okay, see, some of the types of electricity are, basically there are three types of source of electricity. Number one is cell, number two photocell or solar cell, and number three dynamo or generator. Cell is a device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy. That means cell produces electricity through chemical reaction. Cell produces electricity through chemical reaction. Okay, all those devices that produce electricity through chemical reaction are called cell, or all those devices that contain that convert chemical energy into electrical energy are called cell. Some of the examples you can see in the picture. This is a mobile battery, isn't it? Battery is a collection of cell. Okay, this is a mobile battery, perhaps the most favorite battery in the whole world, isn't it? Okay, these are some other cells which are available in different shape and size, and based on their shape and size they provide different amount of potential as well. Like this type of battery, you can see it produces 4.5 volt of current. Okay, whereas this circular battery, they usually produce 1.5 volt of battery. And there are other batteries are also available in market which produces different voltage. Like the battery in your laptop produces 12 volt of current. Okay, this battery of your mobile, it produces 5 volt of current. Okay, so their voltage range voltage differs, but still they all have one similar factor, one similar feature, that is they convert chemical energy into electrical energy. Understood? And the second one is photocell or solar cell. They are also called photovoltaic cell. You can see this is a solar panel, isn't it? What you can see here is solar panel, and each solar panel is made up of thousands of smaller unit. Well, the picture here is not clear, is it? Okay, I might have to find a fresh picture. Okay, photovoltaic cell. Okay, solar panel. Okay, this is the picture I actually used in my document. Okay, so let me open this picture. Okay, it is even smaller. Yes, it's not showing. Okay, let me use another picture. Well, you know, okay, you know the solar panels, and if you closely observe a solar panel, then you can see that each panel is made up of thousands of smaller units. Okay, each panel is made up of thousands of smaller units, and each one unit is known as photovoltaic cell or solar cell. Okay, each single unit is known as photovoltaic cell or solar cell, and each single unit captures light energy from sunlight. Okay, they capture light energy, especially UV rays, and they convert that light energy into electrical energy. Okay, that electrical energy is then harvested. Yes, so you can say the solar cells or photocells, these are the devices that convert light energy into electrical energy. Okay, and amount of electricity produced by single cell is very small, that is around 0.89 volt. That is not significant for our use, is it? But if you combine thousands of photocells together in a panel, then it can produce sufficient amount of electricity, not just for your house but for entire city. In fact, many cities in the world are actually powered by solar cells. Okay, so next one is dynamo or generator. Dynamo and generator, they basically have same structure, but their size is different. Working mechanism is slightly different, but they have same structure. Okay, and both of them convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, that means both dynamo and generator contains turbine. They contain turbine, and by using some force you need to rotate that turbine, and when that turbine is rotated, they start to produce electricity. Okay, some of the examples you can see. Okay, this is an example of a turbine installed in hydropower plant. Okay, in hydropower plant, the turbines are rotated by using the force of water. Okay, in hydropower plant, the turbines are rotated by using force of water. And then this is a domestic generator, in which the turbines are rotated by using an engine. Usually motor engine is kept there. Okay, in case of your vehicle, that engine rotates the wheel, isn't it? But in this case, that engine rotates the turbine. When turbine is rotated, it produces electricity. Okay, and this is a dynamo which is used in bicycle, a bicycle dynamo, and in this case you can see the cap of bicycle dynamo is connected to the tire, so that whenever you ride the bicycle, whenever the tire rotates, along with tire the cap also rotates. Okay, along with tire the cap also rotates. When the cap rotates, it rotates a magnet inside the dynamo. Okay, and when magnet rotates, it produces electricity, and that electricity is used to lit up the headlight of your cycle. Understood? Okay, so basically there are three types of sources of electricity. Those devices that convert chemical energy into mechanical energy are called cell. Those devices that convert light energy into electrical energy are called photocell or solar cell, and those devices that convert mechanical energy into electrical energy are called dynamo or generator. Okay, any confusion up here? Okay, so in today's class we will discuss only this much. Yes, in our next class we will be discussing in detail about electrical cells. Okay, what are they, how are they made, or what are their structure, and how do they produce electricity, what are their defects. We will discuss in detail about that in our next class, and our next class is going to be quite long, so I urge you to be prepared for that. Okay, for today this much. Thank you very much, class.